We've been watching testimony from Colorado in the stepmother murder trial. Letecia Stauch is accused of murdering her 11-year-old stepson, Gannon. Investigators believe that she killed Gannon in his bedroom just a few hours before reporting him missing on January 27th, 2020. The child's body was found weeks later, hundreds of miles away, in a suitcase under a Florida bridge. Stauch has pled not guilty by reason of insanity while Gannon was missing. His father worked with investigators to record telephone conversations with Letecia as they looked for answers and looked for Gannon. Let's go back into the courthouse now for more of these recorded conversations between Al Stauch and Letecia.
Gannon, that would have been already from when he cut his foot. I've already told you that, okay? I told you that his arm, from him getting burned, was bleeding some, and so was his foot. I've already told you that.
Okay, you're lying. You're lying. Stop. That's a lie. Change it again because that's a lie. Here's the game we're going to play. Every time you lie, I'm going to call you out. You can't bleed that much from a burn. You can't bleed that much from a burn. You can't bleed that much from a cut on your foot from a 2x4. I'm not stupid. You're lying. Go ahead. Change it again. You're lying.
Side. You said a plate side.
A plate, a dinner plate, okay, that's what seeped through, Tisha. That means there was a puddle of blood on the damn carpet to seep through the carpet, an inch of carpet pad, and onto the concrete pad where it looked like it had been sitting there for days, okay? Fucking truth.
Maybe you should ask the people who were there living, because I never was there and it contaminated the crime scene. Maybe you should ask them.
Tisha, guess what? Guess what?
The contamination.
All right, good.
Who did that? You tell me who did it.
All right, nice. Guess what? Guess what? You're just telling on yourself now. You're worried about you're worried about a damn loophole. You're trying to find a loophole, okay? Oh,
Contaminated it.
okay. There's another loophole. All right, there's another loophole.
Contaminated.
All right, there's 3 loopholes already.
Contaminated.
All right.
It sounds funny to me that they left protection with a child missing. Maybe they contaminated.
That's fine. Okay, fine. All right. So that's
Like it when I'm talking to you.
Landon, Lena, Veronica, and me. That's 4 loopholes right there. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you to quit lying. You just told on, hey, between me and you just told on yourself because you just said they contaminated a crime scene is what you said.
No, I said y'all contaminated, meaning y'all put it in there then.
Oh, we put it in there?
Say that back, do you?
Okay.
Do you?
All right. So you see, here you go. Here you go with the spin game. Oh,
Maybe your brother did.
You were on the cut foot and the burnt arm. Now it's a spin game, okay? All right, keep going with your spin.
You the one said you know the answer.
Yeah, that's it's frickin', I know what the answer is. It's frickin' Gannon's blood. It's Gannon's blood from a head injury. Now, how did he get a head injury? How did he get a head injury over there? Beds together. You pushed the beds together. We've never pushed the beds together. You're lying.
I've done it. So let me tell you something, Albert. If you went in somewhere where there was blood and you were allowed to walk in there, maybe you did it.
Oh, maybe I did it, huh?
Because he wasn't allowed anywhere to see this.
Oh, wait a minute.
You do it.
Wait a minute.
So you just said you walked in somewhere to see it. Did you do it? Because you should, if that was the case, what you're telling me is you shouldn't even have been allowed in there.
Oh. I was in Oklahoma. That's what I got to say. That's my loophole. Okay? You want to try to pin it on me? Go ahead.
You walked in there the other day.
Yeah, I walked in there and saw it after. Hey, you told on yourself because you, hey.
Then you maybe you could have been there because you know why?
All right. Let's calm down. Let's calm down, okay?
You in there then.
All right. Hey.
This was the United States, and you should have walked in a supposed crime scene.
Listen, calm down.
Did you walk? Oh, maybe you walked in the room, huh?
What do you think is going to happen? Hey,
But also must have in there too.
what do you think is going to happen when they solve this crime? Okay, what do you think?
You must have walked in there too, huh?
What do you think? I don't know who.
Me and accused me of something. When you said you went somewhere, so who the fuck done it? Did she do it?
Just tell. Hey,
That's in there.
So, Tisha, okay.
Tell me better than this. Since I know you're pretty smart. Tell me better than this. So you admitted to me that you were allowed to walk around things.
No, I said I saw it. Don't twist my words. I saw it. I saw it.
Who else went in the cup?
Okay. You want to know? You want to know who else walked in there? You, Gannon with a head injury, Quincy Brown, and a puddle of blood walked in there. That's who walked in there. So what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen when they find that boy and put all these pieces together? Okay. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
If that's what you think.
You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. Fix it, okay? But the truth don't lie.
Accuse me. Accuse me. No.
I didn't accuse you. I accused Quincy Brown, and maybe there's a part of this that's an accident, okay? By the
Some head injury to Gannon Jacob Stauch. I don't know about it, or I didn't do it.
or. Why is it an or? Why is it an or?
A reminder, this is recorded, obviously, because we're listening to it, but the FBI is there with Al Stauch, kind of guiding him. And at one point you heard him say, all right, let's settle down, And we were just talking here at Court TV. The FBI agent was probably like, settle down. It was getting a little crazy. Michael Jafer and Adante Pointer are still with us. Adante, more and more of this is now, it's going to be hours of this for the jury to sit there and consume. Is it really pushing the needle that much for the state?
I don't know how much you need to hear of this before you reach, which is to me an obvious conclusion. A, she's a liar. B, she's switching her stories each and every way to try to account for the conflicts within the stories or the inconsistencies or just the bizarre story that she's telling. And at the end of the day, you hear a dad who, I give him a lot of credit. You know, he was being very forceful in terms of his own cross-examination of her, if you will. But I probably would have lost it because I think at the end of the day, as a father who has a missing son and you're talking to someone who you know did it and they're offering up all these different contrived excuses, you just want to tell her, look, I know you did it. Everyone knows you did it. Stop lying. And he kind of said that, but I think it would be probably a little bit more blunt, and I don't know if I could have kept myself together to get through hours of conversation. But I think at the end of the day, the jury takes away from this within just a little bit that we just listened to, that this lady isn't crazy. This lady intentionally did this and is very much cognizant of what she did, and all of these different lies, to me, bears on her knowing that what she did was wrong. So I think it undercuts her defense, and she'll be spending the rest of her life in the slammer.
And that's the point, right, Michael? That and you, as you said, you've defended a client trying to go this route of insanities, and hers is a higher bar because it's this temporary insanity. Well, now here she is using every bit of her intelligence, trying to deflect every one of these questions and running it's tough. Do you agree with Adante that this goes to that she's not insane because she's able to she's able to keep this guy on the phone for hours and not answer questions?
Yeah, because they're not even alleging insanity; they're alleging temporary insanity. So it's not temporary if weeks after the case, she's spending hours and hours on the phone justifying not even what she did, but explaining away that it's somebody else's fault. It's always your fault. It's always that person's fault. It's not my fault, right? Narcissism is not insanity. Right, being a villain is not insanity. Look, there's a lot of people in jail right now, and Dante will agree, that have murdered people. Almost not a single one of these people are a normal, rational person that you could have a conversation with, have dinner with, right? So if somebody just being a little bit off is enough for you to get a temporary insanity defense, there would be nobody in jail, right? There would be white-collar criminals in jail. That's it, right? There would be nobody in jail for literally stabbing a kid. You understand? This is like the most heinous thing you could do, It's not, you can't get worse. She didn't push the kid off a cliff. She didn't shoot the kid. She didn't get into a car. She actually took a knife and she got up close. She did something that's so horrendous, so heinous, that it's one thing if she would have done it and then she would have went to the hospital, went to the police. I don't know what happened. I think I was involved in a murder. I think, but let me lead you to the scene. I have no idea if it was me or somebody else. It still would have been difficult. It still would have been nearly impossible. But she would have had some sort. Her attorneys at least would have had some argument that, look, she reported herself. She was contrite. She tried to understand what happened. She still doesn't know what happened. But that's not what these calls show. These calls show the opposite. This woman's going to jail for the rest of her life with no opportunity of parole.
Stabbed him 18 times and hit him several times with a blunt object. It's just horrible. The worst of the worst, as you say.
The worst thing you could do.
Yep. All right, let's get a break and then listen to more of Letecia Stauch just deflecting as Al and the FBI try to get some answers. Where's Gannon? Next.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, diving deeper into the Doomsday Cult Mom murder trial, we'll break down the jailhouse phone conversations between Lori Vallow Daybell and her son Colby.
I love you. I always will. One day you will see and one day you won't understand.
What she said during those calls that might impact this jury. Court TV teams are live from Idaho with the biggest moments from today's testimony.
Closing Arguments, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
Back to the courtroom we go in Colorado for more testimony in the stepmom murder trial. Prosecutors have been laying out their case against Letecia Stauch, who they say knowingly killed her 11-year-old stepson Gannon back in January of 2020. She's pled not guilty by reason of insanity. We've been listening to these phone calls between Letecia and her husband Al as the FBI coaches Al, and as everyone is looking for Gannon, and they believe Letecia knows exactly where he is. And she did. Let's listen in to more of Al and Letecia.
Trust you.
Do it.
No. You said or.
You're going to do this to me.
Listen, all of this stuff doesn't matter because by the time I saw a puddle of blood on the floor, Gannon was already gone, okay? He was already walking sluggish to the truck, okay? And he's God knows where he is if he's even alive. And that's what matters. Okay, I'm just
Sluggish to the truck.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure he was. Why did you anyways?
To the truck? Really?
Why would he be walking sluggish to the truck? He never does that when he has a tummy accident.
How can you determine sluggish from a video?
The same way you can determine a shadow means somebody's getting. Okay?
Any different than walking?
You can listen. You claim a shadow. You claim a shadow means Gannon got out the truck. We never saw him. We saw him walking to the truck.
Against Quincy Brown, and you.
Okay, good. I was walking sluggish when I cut my finger. Gannon was walking sluggish after he had a significant head wound with puddle of blood on the floor.
I haven't seen Gannon walk sluggish.
Okay, I'm telling you, he was walking sluggish because he was hurt, and there was a puddle of blood on the floor, and it's probably his blood. I haven't seen no freaking evidence, but I guarantee you it's his blood because it all adds up, Tisha. And he was walking sluggish because of that, just like I was walking sluggish when I cut my finger off. You hit the nail on the head, honey.
I don't even understand. Like, you're talking. See, this is what's not making any sense. You're trying to say that he got hurt, but yeah. I don't even know that he got hurt at.
Oh, why? Oh, I'm glad you caught yourself.
So you're saying he got hurt Monday morning?
I'm glad you caught yourself. Yep, I'm glad you caught yourself, though. Hey, listen, let's stop, okay, because this is going nowhere. We can fix this. No, I want Gannon. I don't want you in trouble. I'm blaming Quincy Brown, okay? I'm blaming freaking Quincy Brown. I want my son.
You just failed to tell me how we were supposed to be backed away in our American dreams. And you started screaming
No.
in the middle of the wall.
Because of my son. It's my son's blood all over the freaking house. Okay, my son's blood. If it was Harley's blood, you'd be screaming too. You're screaming and it's not even your son.
You saw this blood in this Gannon.
I'm assuming who else's blood would be on the floor.
Assume.
Okay, good. Yeah, you got me. I'm assuming. I'm making a serious, legitimate assumption, putting all the pieces together. That is my son's blood. Lena, hey, is Lena cut up? Are you cut up? Is Harley cut up? No, Gannon's the only one missing, and we don't know. So yes, I'm assuming. Okay, I'm not cut up. I wasn't even there.
I'm going to tell you this, Albert.
You can tell me whatever you want to. Now is the time when we fix this. Right now. Okay.
Okay, and I'm telling you right now, you 30 seconds and listen.
All right.
Instead of yelling back at me.
All right.
Gannon Stauch was not sluggish other than if his stomach might have been hurt and his foot. There was nothing wrong with Gannon on Monday morning. He had his switch, was playing his switch, and there was nothing wrong with him.
Okay, fine.
Maybe he was a little tired because the boy stayed up night with his stomach hurting, which I messaged you about.
Okay, fine.
Maybe he was a little tired for that part of it, but you can't assume that someone's sluggish and hurt on Monday morning. That is not true, okay? Gannon was under my care and was fine. If he'd been sluggish and hurt getting in your truck, there would have been blood in your truck.
Wait.
You tell people all online talking about he was looking like he was drugged. Really? Gannon, drugged. I mean, he takes his medicine. One, okay, his stomach was hurting. Okay, he had a lot of Miralax in his system trying to lean him out.
So you did get. So wait. I want to stop you because you said you didn't give him anything. Now you say you did give him something. This whole time you didn't give him anything.
I told you I gave it to him on Saturday night.
Okay, maybe I don't remember that, but now you say you said you doped him up on Miralax.
I already told you this, so don't try to correct me and tell me I'm lying when I know for a fact. Okay? He was probably very tired. If you go back and look at your phone, I messaged you up until 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. Because we didn't sleep. I'm sure Lena went to school completely exhausted. So if he walked out maybe a little bit tired, and you saw that, then blame me. Because you know why? We didn't go to sleep.
So now he is tired and sluggish, and a minute ago he wasn't tired and sluggish.
If you think that, then that's why.
Okay, all right. I'm just trying to clarify because you said he wasn't, now he is. Okay.
It would.
I can't hear you.
I said if he would have his head injury that you're talking about, okay, he would have had blood in your truck. Okay, he would have. There would have had to been something done to him. This supposed head injury you're talking about just stopped. Would have just stopped.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree with you.
Okay? Then there would have been blood all over your truck. Okay? That's just how it would have been. It's like, I understand as a father, you are freaked out. Okay? I understand at this point, you're going to cuss out the world because it's about your child. I understand that. When I thought Harley was off on that freaking cruise boat, I felt that some sticks out. I understand what you're saying when it comes to mode, attack mode, protect mode, attack mode. Okay? But you want to know how do we get back to that? Then you have to believe that when Gannon Stauch left that house that day, he was not in any shape or form had been bleeding, hurt, nothing other than him hurting his foot, okay, his stomach hurting. And you know what? I was going to leave him at home.
Wait, what about the burns?
Okay, you already knew this.
Okay, well, you said, I'm just clarifying because you said in any way, shape, or form, and he had burns on his arms. Okay, this is my baby boy now we're talking about.
Yes, you said his head. I'm trying to clarify his.
All right, so I got you. All right, I got you. He didn't leave the house with he didn't leave the house with a head injury. All right. So did you bring him back and then he got a head injury, or did you bring him back with a head injury? Okay. Then he ran away. Did he run away, or did Quincy Brown take him with a head injury? Okay, what version of that is the truth? Because the boy was bleeding in the house. So where did the blood come from?
Albert, I'm going to tell you once again.
All right.
You can say all you want to with these assumptions that you have. Okay? Gannon has already been bleeding from his foot. Okay?
Break time. We'll get you back into the courtroom right after this. Stay with us.
Quiet Colorado community rocked by a tragedy.
11-year-old Gannon Stauch disappeared from his home.
Gannon's stepmother, Letecia Stauch, is charged with his murder.
Stauch allegedly killed her stepson and then drove his body across the country.
Now the jury will decide her fate.
She has a tough road ahead.
As a family searches for justice.
She will pay 100% for this heinous thing she done.
The stepmother murder trial. Live coverage today, only on Court TV.
The state of Colorado has been laying out its case this afternoon against defendant Letecia Stauch. And so far, the jury has heard from several of Stauch's family members who she knew, who said that she knew, even though, she had some ups and downs, she knew right from wrong, though, when she killed 11-year-old Gannon Stauch. Stauch, however, has not, she's pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. She claims she blacked out at the time of the murder. She admits that she killed little Gannon, but says she blacked out at the time. This afternoon, we've been listening to this series of phone calls between Letecia and her husband, Al. The FBI is helping Al, giving him pointers as he tries to coax out any information, because keep in mind, this is while Gannon was still missing. Letecia had fled to South Carolina, and Al was kept in contact with her, desperately searching for Gannon. Let's go back in and pick it up where we left off.
Did he bleed in that corner? Did he bleed in the corner of the room? Okay, I'm sorry.
Can I talk?
Okay, go ahead.
He had already been bleeding from his foot. We had at that point in time fixed the room. The only reason I put the room, cleaned it up, or whatever, was because later on I did that before you got there.
So you cleaned up the room before I got there?
As far as making the thing back up, fixing his Legos back right, I did that.
Cleaning the wall, right? Cleaning the wall, right? That was part of the cleanup?
Cleaning the wall.
You said?
Gannon and I had already done that.
Okay, I'm just trying to put the timeline together.
You're talking about cleaning something prior. Like, it was prior to what you're even talking about.
Okay.
This is what you're not understanding.
Well, I'm trying to understand because you told me you cleaned up the rape scene in his room initially, and now,
Yes, my clothing, and I've already told you that.
Okay.
Okay? I've already told you this, Albert.
What about the corner where the blood was? Did you clean that up too? Okay, was that part of the cleanup? And that's fine if that was part of the rape cleanup. I mean, but was that part of the cleanup?
Okay, now you're trying to go up.
No, I'm trying to understand all of this. You never told me the rape wasn't true and the bang in your head wasn't true. You told me the bicycle wasn't true. You didn't tell me this part wasn't true. So did you clean up the corner too? Was that part of the cleanup? Because that's where the blood was, and like I said, that all adds up to an accident to me, and that Quincy Brown is responsible, okay? And that you just got scared and freaked out. Or was it your blood from when you banged your head? I mean, what happened? What happened in that?
Gannon's blood.
Well, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm assuming it's his, but if you banged your head that hard to pass out, you probably were bleeding too. Maybe you fell into the corner because the beds were pushed together. I don't know. All right, I'm just trying to understand. And then you cleaned it up, and that was part of the cleanup that you talked about. Just explain to me what's going on here.
It is embarrassing to explain to you, Albert. It's embarrassing.
It's me. It should be embarrassing to me, babe.
Don't call me babe, because you don't really want me as a babe. You're not trying to be loving to me.
I'm trying to find out what happened to my son. Everything else is part of the situation after we find Gannon, whatever we decide at that point.
In Gannon's blood.
In the corner?
Where other would have been on the roof?
Okay, keep going. I'm gonna shut up because this is freaking me out.
Don't even start with all freaking me out like you care.
I care if it's. I don't want nobody to bleed. What are you talking about? So you cleaned up your blood and Gannon's blood in the corner? Why didn't you tell me that?
I did. You just said I told you about the cleanup part and whatever about it. You're just like, it doesn't matter what I told you. You think it's funny. You just want to laugh at me. That's what you want to do.
I don't want to laugh. I don't want to know. I want to know where my son is and what happened. How did your blood get there, and how did Gannon's blood get there?
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
I've already told investigators that. Okay.
All right. Well, tell me, because I don't know.
You went on this no. If they let you in on this supposed crime scene that you shouldn't have even been on if it was a crime scene, then they probably let you in on everything. Okay, or they did things illegally, whatever they did. My point is, it is embarrassing to tell you that, okay? Embarrassing, okay? Because you know why? You're not going to take my side, so what does it matter?
I am going to take your side. I'm
trying to put me on trial. Have you been in the car to go find this dude, or have you put me on trial?
Listen, you told me you were getting the address or the phone number or something from the attorney's assistant. Okay?
The reporter's got to do a whole report on it.
Okay, so why can't I have the address and go there and...
It's supposed to be on the TV in a minute.
Okay, so I can't do anything because I got to wait for the TV report, the breaking news story, when you have the information? Come on.
You don't got to wait for the breaking news report.
Listen. Hey, back up.
Just with Amber and she's protecting you.
No, all I know her is from a voice on the phone. Listen, what I want is what I told you I wanted initially. I want our 5 people in our family, 2 dogs, Christmas presents. Yes, that's what I want, okay? And if this was, I'm just talking about, that's the last time we were all together, happy, enjoying it, that I can think of that was great.
What could pick up?
I'm just talking about good times in our life. I said that's the last thing I can think of, presents. What?
That starts with you. That starts with you saying, I want my wife and my daughter here and Lena here, and we're going to sit down and we're going to all find Gannon.
Right, and we can fix this. Yes, our family can fix this, all 5 of us. Okay, maybe it was an accident, I don't know. Okay, all 5 of us can fix this.
Talk to Lena. You could right now fix this. You could right now say, listen, my wife, my child, and my child, we're all going to be in this one location because our home has been taken over. And we're going to write it down. If we have to wake up every morning and write down any new detail as we are pursuing this person.
Okay, and that's what I'm trying to do.
With you.
And that's what I'm doing with you. I'm writing down every detail.